We are in God. Where else can we be? Come on, people. I love you, but where are we going to go? What does the psalmist David said? I go to the highest heights. You're there, Father. I go to the lowest lows. You're there, Father. This is why there's a rat race. This is why there's a system of iniquity, because we don't want to recognize where we get our breath, where our thoughts come, where our emotions come from. There are arising within one happening. That is the way. That is the followers of Christ walked the way. They knew that there's no escape from our own delusion except to accept and understand that all comes from God. Even Job said the trouble and the good. And once that recognition and once that acceptance begins to take place, and once the Spirit opens up our hearts, then the light shines. And we're less susceptible to our own lows and highs controlling our peace of mind. That's what I've found. It's what I consistently seem to walk upon. So what are we to do? What are we to do with that knowledge? We're to grow in it. We're to continue to ask for more faith and more recognition of that truth, because that is the only truth. Paul gave a message to the Gentiles, the hope of glory, Christ in you. No other message was given. No rule-based living, no traditions of man, no paradise tomorrow. There's a proverb that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And how many in religion have sick hearts because their hope is it's the carrot on the stick. Christ is in us. The reward is with him. We're to be a free people, Paul said. If you be in Christ, you be a new creation. There's no Gentile, there's no slave here. There's no Gentile, there's no Jew here. There's no slave, there's no free here. There's no male, there's no female in Christ. It's a new creation. It is one with the Supreme, one with the Merciful. That grants us our heavy breath, that gives us new insights, it gives us new ways to express ourselves every day. It's like a cycle. This time is a cycle. What is it? Winter, spring, fall, summer. Winter, spring, fall, summer. It's the inner man. It's the inner man that's renewed day by day, because the cycles and the seasons waste away our flesh, but our hearts, our souls, when connected to the Spirit, is eternal. I see no shortage of newness coming from the Spirit. Everything else becomes dull in life when you're not connected back to... Everything has the ability to become dull. This is why Solomon had a knowledge of the cycle, and Solomon knew that life was vanity. He said, he starts off, vanity, vanity, all is vanity, because the chase of the world is vanity. One man gets a bunch of stuff, can't even enjoy it. Another man has very little, but enjoys it all. One man works all his life, and then right before when he goes to enjoy it, he dies. And another man stumbles upon it. But when we know who we are, we begin to exit outside of that futility. But sometimes our futility has to run its course before we can see that. Sometimes we have to probably every time, we have to play that prodigal son route, where we go test out the world and we go see if there is some happiness in the rat race, in the wheel, in the cycles of samsara. Rather, if we start sowing within the Spirit, more peace will be granted us. More fruits of the Spirit will come out of us. More new ideas. The potential of being a human being is endless. The new things we can do, the new interactions we can have, the new ways of perceiving things. I see no end to it, and there's no new. There's Revelation. It says, God says, I'm making all things new. All things new. That starts today, people. Now is the appointed time. Don't let religion sell you different. Don't let religion sell you a bill of goods of paradise tomorrow, rather when it's salvation today. The beginning of salvation starts the moment you decide That you're done with the bullshit. That you're done with the constant waiting for something to come. Rather, we wait on God, and God starts here. God starts here. And when I point to here, I'm pointing to the whole nervous system. I'm pointing to the whole soul, the whole realm of the inner man. The kingdom is within you, Jesus said. So let us be thankful. Let us praise. If we've been granted, if we're walking, if we're infant in Christ or mature in Christ, we all praise the same one who gives us our breath. We're going to fall. We're going to fall. We're going to fall many times. We're going to doubt if that's the truth. We're going to doubt the truth. At times, if we're new in it. Thomas doubted for Christ's sake. You know. But the darkness is passing if you do believe the one who is in you. Because the one that is in you is more than you realize. It's always been more than you realize. You've always had, most of you have intuitions that something's off. Most of you have intuitions that the world is some type of stage. So who are you? Who are you on the stage? I point back to the message of Paul. Christ in you, the hope of glory. That even though we died with him, we'll rise with him. That begins here. Opening up our eyes. The blind leading the blind. Do we think the blind merely means not seeing in the physical? Or is it not also pointing to being blind, perceptually blind, perceiving, not understanding with our whole minds and hearts of what we are and what we're in and what creation is? There's no separation between us and outside. There is no separation except the mind that makes divisions. At least that's what I found. So, just felt like sharing. I had a moment of inspiration. Love, peace, blessings, and abundance for all of us who are walking in Christ. For all of us who are the new Israel. And we all have different things to say, different things to do, different ways God, Father, is molding us, rooting out different subconscious things that were planted when we were a youth and we self-deceived. He's going to get rid of all that. Pluck, 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 until we are who we are. Until we'll be fully known as he is known. Even now.